Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Thank you for joining. Tonight I have. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming on. Okay, so let me just. How do I. Okay, there we go. All right, so. Hi, Courtney.
Hey Yannick, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Pretty good. Good to see you.
Excellent,
Had
excellent.
a good
Very
day?
well. Yes, I did.
Very good.
I
Very good.
did. How did you have a good day as well?
Yes, and you spent some of the day with our VM people, right? So that would
I
have helped you.
did. Yes, it was a very good session. Very,
Very
very
good.
good. And
Excellent.
it's actually our biggest group online to date since we've started
Are you serious? How
online.
many did you have
Yeah,
online? How many did you have
25.
on? Wow, that's great.
Yeah, I'm very proud of myself.
Very good. You kept all of them engaged.
I did, I did.
Very
And I
good.
got some
Congrats.
good feedback. Thank
Very
you.
good. But they're
So,
they're good. They're good people. So I'm sure
yeah,
they
man,
they enjoyed it.
for sure, for sure.
Good.
So tonight I wanted you to jump on. It's our first episode in the series, customer experience series. So thank you for accepting our invitation. And as I said, I kind of wanted to make it very conversational. So I wanted to just start off by sharing with us, how has it been for you as a leader, leading the team during this pandemic? Has it been very hard to keep them motivated? What are some of the challenges that you've experienced?
Okay, well, thanks for that. And first of all, congrats for doing this. I wish
Thank
the
you.
series every success. And it's really good that you have thought about how to share with your followers and others, how to
Thank you.
cope, some of the tips for coping during this time. For me, it has been one of the most challenging periods in my leadership journey, but I've enjoyed it. And I've
Good.
enjoyed it because, yeah, it's strange that something as tough as this you can find a job, right? But the truth is that I work with a great team. So the
Mhm.
support and responsiveness of the team, have been the things that have made it such a thrill for me. And I
Right.
think I'm very, very confident that we will come out of this stronger. So probably that's what gives me the greatest thrill, the looking forward to the stronger institution, Victoria Mutual, that will emerge from this crisis.
Yes, yes, indeed. Agreed, agreed. Have you seen any behavioral change in your customers in the last 3 months?
Uh, I wouldn't say, well, first of all, they have adapted well adapted well to the changes in terms of the physical distancing and how we're asking them to conduct their transactions and so on.
Hmm.
So they've been very cooperative. Many of them have given great feedback, thanking us for the changes that we have implemented on their behalf. Um, and they have been responding to the initiatives that we have put out there to try to
Hmm.
help them. Some others have expressed appreciation for the information that we have shared, right?
Good.
Um, but generally, in terms of the behavior that we have seen is what you see in most Jamaicans. Some are apprehensive, some are concerned, some are scared, right?
Hmm.
Beyond concern about what will happen to them, what's happening to their family overseas. And
Yes.
what we have tried to do is to reassure them. And I think the feedback that we have is that the experience that they've been receiving from the VM team has been pretty reassuring for them generally.
Very good. So they've been pretty much adjusting. And I know a lot of organizations are in the process of migrating everybody online, or at least majority of their customer base online. Have you got a lot of resistance from customers, or have they just pretty much adjusted and gone with the flow?
They have adjusted well. We
Good.
our online numbers have shot up. Now the good news for us is that we had just launched our new online banking platform, just before COVID, right? And it's really so easy to use. It comes with a great mobile banking app that we think it's the best in Jamaica. You know, seriously, it's very, very,
It's
very.
very good. I've used it. I can
You've used it.
testify. Yes,
It's
it's
right.
very
It's
good.
customer friendly and
Hmm.
very easy to use. So luckily, we launched all of that just before. And so the question, the main challenge has been, how our member engagement team have been able to cope with all the people who are signing up to use the
Yeah,
new online banking
the
platform and the
volume.
mobile app. So that has been a challenge, but we have managed to get through most of that, and that continues to be something that we're focused on. We have seen those numbers, increasing exponentially, I would say. And then on top of that, our IABMs have worked well. But you know what, Yannick, we have not taken the approach as others have to just kind of ban certain transactions in the branches. We have tried to be responsive to the needs of our customers. So we encourage them, but we try
Hmm.
not to dictate to them, And
Yes,
and
yes.
so and so what we have said is for those who wish to conduct a range of transactions, there are no restrictions on transactions or the number of transactions that you can conduct in our
Hmm.
branches. And we have tried to keep all our branches open. We only closed the St. Catherine ones
With the
during the period
curfew,
of
with the
right,
when
during
they
the
had the
period of
lockdown.
lockdown. Right, and whenever the St. Catherine were allowed those shopping days, we opened the branches, those branches on
Hmm.
those days, or Portmore, Linstead, and Spanish Town branch, and of course our VN money transfer. We have locations in Spanish Town as well as Old Harbour, so we opened those as well on those days. So I think we have been responsive, and people have appreciated it. Wherever we can, we have installed tents, right? So the people waiting outside can get some shade, and then we have done the sanitizing work and so on. So the truth is that one journalist who posted on Facebook that our arrangements at Halfway Tree branch, at VMBS Halfway Tree, are the best that she has seen in the
Oh,
island in terms of helping people to cope with
very good.
COVID-19. So I'm very pleased
Yes.
with the work, and it's been made possible because of what we did very early on, Yannick, was to establish a cross-functional response team, right?
Hmm.
And we arranged that team in 5 streams. And one stream was just responsible for taking care of all the logistics surrounding the health and safety of our
Hmm.
team members and our members. And
Very
so
good.
that has worked very well for us. Yeah.
Very good. See, we have someone comment. This was an awesome initiative. Our clients are appreciative of the effort. So, see, your
Yes.
customers
Yes.
are speaking praises for you.
Absolutely. And we did it right across the group, right? We had our sanitizers very early on. We had installed them before most. I think we were quite proactive, and the team, it has
Yes,
been a great team effort. So I'm so proud of how our VM team members have responded and have just taken accountability
yes,
for
yes,
our response during this time. Yeah.
yes. And you guys are always about you're all about providing financial education and financial care. And the care is not just
Yes.
in the information that you give to people, but it's also in how you treat them, the actions that you take. People are watching what you're doing.
Yes. So so let's talk about that, because one thing that many people would be concerned about, if you're a mortgager,
Hmm.
or you have borrowed some money from them for a house or a car or whatever purpose, and your income has declined or gone to zero during this period, then you would become very, very concerned. You'd be losing sleep about how to service this mortgage. Right?
Yes.
And that's the same for all uh, people who would have borrowed from any financial institution. What we have
Hmm.
done at VM is to ensure that as the people request the forbearance, that they're getting quick responses, right?
Yes.
And so, that's how we're holding ourselves accountable for getting back to them immediately so that they can get a good night's rest, to know that the
Yes.
request is
Yes.
being attended to that, the little saving they have won't be debited, right, for a loan payment this month and so on. So, that's just one example of how we have tried to be responsive and to allay the fears that people might have. The other thing we have done is that many customers who don't have who would not be able to leave home, right? And they may have the internet banking and the mobile banking and so on, but there are some transactions that can't be done on those channels. And so they've had to communicate with us and to give us instructions from home. Now, we typically would not take those instructions like via email or so on. So what we have introduced is a temporary electronic indemnity to facilitate us receiving those instructions and acting on them. So we've tried to be as proactive as possible. The other thing that we have done is that some people may have had a fixed deposit, right? And because they're without income or the income has declined for a period, they would have wanted to break the fixed deposit to do an early redemption, right?
Okay.
And normally there's a penalty for that. So we don't pay the full or we levy some fees for that. And VM waived those penalty charges during this period. Right?
Nice.
Just to respond to the needs of the customers. Again, some people may have savings and they didn't want to withdraw the savings, but they asked us for loans against that cash. We would normally have charged them a commitment fee, right? A processing fee for that. Again, we decided to waive those fees, right? To just make the access easier for them. And then we have a growing and vibrant money transfer business led by Michael Howard and his team. And it has been expanding, I would say, exponentially over the last few years. And so they have many customers who wanted to access services on a Saturday in the VMBS branches. Now, many of our sub-agents are open on Saturdays, but we also ensure that our VMBS branches were open on Saturdays to accommodate those customers. And as I mentioned, the forbearance issue has been a big one because many customers needed forbearance, and we have been providing the moratoriums for them. We have continued something which is unique for VM. We have introduced these IABMs. We have a network now of just over 20, and you're able to do withdrawals as well as deposits there. But VM is unique in that we don't charge ABM withdrawal fees.
That is true.
And not only at our machines, but even at the transactions that you may conduct at other ABMs owned by other financial institutions. So we actually we actually subsidize those transactions. Every month we write some big checks, right, to the other financial institutions on behalf of our members. And we have continued to do that during this time. And so I think another thing I'm proud of is that the team put together, and you should check it out. And even those people who are listening, while we're on, please go to our website, vmbase.com, right? And look for our member support portal. It's chock full of information on how to survive during this period, and and how we can help you. The services and products that we have in place to help you. Much more information than what I have already shared. But I'm so proud of the team for the teamwork that they did to get that launched, and it was launched very early on, and is providing, as I said, good information for the team. So I think those are some of the things, not everything, Yannick, but some of the initiatives that we have undertaken to just show the care for our members. Because at the end of the day, another way in which we are unique is that our customers actually own the institution. So we don't have shareholders, we have members. So this VM belongs to our customers, right? And so we're here for them, and we feel that because of that fact, our big differentiator has to be the quality of customer experience that we offer. And we try to differentiate ourselves further by emphasizing education, right? Because we think that knowledge, and so that so we we have done so much, so much work to provide right across the group in VMBS, in VM Wealth, in VM Pensions, in VM Money Transfer, in VM Property Services Limited. We have done so much work to provide excellent education for our people because we think all Jamaican people are smart, but they just
Of
need the right.
course.
They
They
just
just
need the
need the
right.
right tools.
They just need the right tools to have the right information. So that's what we're doing for them.
And just to support what you were saying, I think it's important in this time because a lot of people are using the electronic mediums, which you would have
Yeah.
indicated they can access through your member portal. Most
Yes.
customers, I was reading a survey recently that they said 81% of customers will try to solve their own problem on their own. They're going to go online and try and find a solution before they actually even pick up the phone and call a company.
Absolutely, as long as they know how to. So
Exactly.
our job is to share with them why and how to, and
Exactly.
they'll be fine. We
Exactly.
have done some work too for our senior citizens.
Mm.
So we introduced very early on a special hour, first hour in the morning, that was dedicated to serving our senior citizens, so that they would not be out under the tents or in the
Yes.
sun for too long. And so we had a designated seating area for them. We have dedicated tellers to serve them and dedicated CSRs and so on. So all of those who arrive between our opening hours, opening time is 8:45. So those who arrive between 8:45 to 9:45 were the first to be served. And again,
Very good.
we love all our customers, all our members, right? But we want to ensure that we protected, gave special protection to the seniors so that they could get back home early, right?
Definitely, because they're more high risk and more vulnerable. So you definitely want
Absolutely.
to get
So,
them in and out in the shortest possible time, and it shows them that
yeah,
you care as well.
absolutely. Yeah.
So we spoke about the channels. You've definitely ramped up the electronic channels, and you're putting out the information, the how-to videos, and the information that people can read and be able to access themselves. And it's clear. I mean, I'm going to ask the question, but I want to hear you say it. On a scale of 0 to 10, how important is customer experience to you as a leader?
A 10 and a half or 11. 11. No, it's a 10. It's definitely a 10 out of 10. We
Yes,
have done, and we didn't wait until COVID to be serious about customer experience, right?
I
Um,
know.
so first of all, it starts with our values. We have
Mm-hmm.
5 values in VM, and the very first one is member focus,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the second is integrity. The third one is teamwork, innovation, and excellence, right? And all of
Yes.
those, are really aimed at delivering on this member focus value. And then we have some cultural beliefs, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
cultural beliefs, we have 7 cultural beliefs. I won't tell you all of them. But the very first one again is that we say, and these cultural beliefs are important, right? Because they describe how we think and act in
Yes.
VM, and what we hold each other accountable for. And so the very first customer experience, when you say the list, the very first cultural belief is customer obsessed, right?
Oh,
And
have to
customer
be.
obsessed, and we have a definition for that. Our definition for customers obsessed is I. It's all of them start with I. That we're taking personal ownership. I
Yes.
relentlessly deliver exceptional service experiences to all customers, not just some, right?
Mm-hmm.
To all customers. And by that we mean internal customers,
And
external customers, wealthy customers, poor customers who are just starting out, young
mm-hmm.
customers, old, right? To
Yes.
all customers to grow mutually beneficial relationships. So
Yes.
we are really very obsessed with it, and because of that, every day we're thinking of new ways to improve what we do. And in fact, we know that we're not perfect. We get feedback all the time from our members
Mm-hmm.
to say, you need to improve in a particular area, but we take that very seriously. So we do have some processes to facilitate that. The first thing we did in 2016 was to establish a customer and brand unit, as a division. It used to be marketing, but we said we needed a team that's focused on customer experience.
Yeah.
So Judith Forth Blake, started with us in September of 2016, and she has been doing an excellent job. She established a customer experience unit. Denise Williams was hired in early 2017, and together they have worked with the rest of the team because they didn't do this all by themselves, but they
Exactly.
worked with the other members of the team in operations and the branches and so on to establish some group customer service standards.
Nice.
And we train our people in terms of how to comply with these standards, and we made a big deal of it, right? The launch of the customer service standards, and it enabled us, Yannick, in 2018 to sweep, not just win, to sweep the Jamaica Customer Service Association. You know that association well.
Yes, yes, yes,
You're
yes, yes.
president, right?
I
Right.
was a past
So,
president.
right. So we swept the Jamaica Customer Service Association Awards in the large business category. I'm really so
Yes.
proud of the team for that. And then we followed that up last year with winning the Capital Finance International. They're based in London. We got
Nice.
the award for the best advisor service provided by a financial institution in the Caribbean for the financial education that we
Wow.
provide.
Brilliant.
So
Wow.
others have been recognizing the work that we're doing. And so I'm saying to you that, the emphasis on customer experience did not begin today, right? Or
Yes,
did not
yes.
begin in March. It's an investment that we've been making in the last few years, but building on a long-standing VM culture, So what we're doing is building on the fact that from 1878 through to now,
Wow.
some people said that the ordinary people in this country need a break, and they need
Yes.
someone who will stand up for them and give them an opportunity to advance.
Yeah.
So we're
Agreed.
standing on the shoulders of those who have gone before us in Victoria Mutual.
Yes, yes. And the people who work in your organization have to believe in that. They have to stand behind what it is that you see as the vision and what your forefathers saw as the vision.
And that's what delights me the most, that the people who work in VM actually share that, believe they're all passionate about
Yes.
customer service. If you walk into a Savlamar branch, right, or our Peerview branch, or our Ligani branch, right, or New Kingston team, or wealth management team, or pensions team, you get the same Kool-Aid, right? that everybody really believes. All of them believe in this strong commitment that we have, and we encourage each other because when we receive these rave reviews from our customers, we share the emails or the
Yes.
calls right across, and you see everyone joining in enthusiastically, sharing the good news. Denise loves to do that. She has this way of collecting all of the great feedback and sharing it with the entire team, and so
Hmm.
we get all excited about that. We have awards for customer experience in the organization and so on. So because we have been doing that, BM has been experiencing a really good period of growth as well. So
Yes.
it's translating into business growth.
And I tell people all the time that customer experience is something that you can't cut short, especially
No,
now that we are going through a pandemic, because your customers are going to remember who was there holding their hand and supporting them when they needed it the most.
absolutely, yes.
So I
And so
totally
we think
agree.
we think we think there will be life after COVID. So
Oh,
what we're doing is to invest now in the relationships that we'll be managing, growing and managing for the ensuing years.
yes,
So
yes.
we believe that we're currently establishing some long-lasting relationships.
Very good. You can't be short-sighted in this. Have to be thinking further and beyond. Eh?
Absolutely.
All right, Courtney, could you share with us 3 to 4 personality traits that you believe a leader must have during this pandemic to help their company and team navigate the pandemic? Because remember, everybody's not like you, unfortunately. That's just so super awesome and think so brilliantly. What about those leaders out there that, they're sitting down there struggling and saying to themselves, boy, I can't focus on that right now. I'm thinking about the dollar and the bottom line and the fact that the bills can't pay and I don't know how I'm going to pay my staff. What kind of
Right.
personality traits do they need to rise above that kind of thinking in this time?
A couple of things. I think first of all, they need to discover a fresh love for their people and for the customers they serve, regardless of which sector you're in.
Yes.
Just take some time out and to really value deeply the people you serve, right? The people you lead and the people you serve. And so that will help you to do the right thing for them, right? In terms of what you need to do to protect their health and their well-being, their safety, but also their mental state, right? So to give them, so if you start out by just loving and respecting the people. So one of the things that we did in VM is to introduce some digital town hall meetings very early on. I think the first one was held end of March, right? 30th or 31st of March. Just to share with our team members in a very transparent way what's happening in the organization. You know, what like the financial impact that it will have on our customers and therefore on the organization, and what we're doing for them, what we're doing for the customers, what are our plans. And the team members appreciated that transparency. So I think that you asked me for 4 things. I think that's the first one, just starting out with some love, right? So being loving is I guess the character.
Number one.
Loving of both your team as well as the customers I serve. The other thing is to be courageous, right? So if you recognize that there are difficult things to do, tough decisions to make, get the team involved and take those decisions, right? Be courageous about difficult things that you have to do. Probably there are some plans that you had of initiatives that you wanted to execute this year, but now the situation is that you can't follow through with those. Well, just have the courage to change course, right?
Yeah.
And if there are some things that you didn't plan to do now but are now required, have the courage to just put those plans in place and execute well on them, right? And also have the courage to delegate, right? And to recognize that you can't do everything and that you have some wonderful people working with you. Trust them. Have the courage to trust them and to delegate responsibility for them so that decisions can be made much more quickly. Because during this time, your decision making has to be great with respect to speed, to the velocity of the decision making, as well as the quality of the decisions, right? So you want to invest, you want to have the courage to do some delegation. The other thing you want to do is to ensure that you're disciplined, right? And especially in running a financial institution, the decision, we're regulated, we are, we have depositors funds, we are managing investors funds. We have to be very disciplined in how we go about doing our work. Not only how we take care of ourselves, but also, the decisions that we make each day, how we are approving transactions, because the other thing that you have to bear in mind when you're running a financial institution, and especially with all these digital channels, is that the hackers, right?
Yes.
They get very, very busy during this period. So all of us have to be extremely disciplined in how we handle our online communication and our online banking and so on. And that discipline goes not only for us who work in the institution, but for those who are customers as well. So when we speak to you about, when we offer all of those cyber security tips, please take them very seriously.
It's serious, but true.
Protect your PIN, right? For when using the ABM, protect your passwords when using the online channels. Do all of that. Take time to be very disciplined. So, and I think what a leader has to do is to ensure that discipline is maintained not only in their personal space, but in all the team members as well. So I've offered you 3. Right?
Yes. So be loving, be courageous, and be disciplined. So critical. And I really support that last one there, Courtney, because since this, my credit card has been compromised. And I have not been using it. I don't know how it got compromised, and and the institution didn't even send me a notification. Normally, they would send out an email or a text message, and I had to call them and say, listen, during this time, you guys need to be more responsive.
Yeah.
When I went to the supermarket to run the card, they tell me the card is declined, and then call them and find out, oh, they blocked it from the first of the month because it was suspicious
It was
activity.
compromised. And you weren't told.
So
Yeah.
somebody could have notified me before I got to the supermarket.
Absolutely. So that's an opportunity for improvement there. I'm sure you gave them that feedback.
Exactly. I did. I did give them that feedback. I very much
Yeah,
did.
sorry about that. Though. Yeah. That activity, the scammers and the hackers are out. You know.
Yes.
Thankfully, VM has so far been spared from that. But it means that we can't be complacent. We have to be
Yes.
vigilant, and all of us continue to do that. So I would say the love and respect that you have for the people, that leads to good communication, and that leads to transparency and so on. And the courage has to do with how we delegate and empower people. And of course, as I say, the discipline has to do with, ensuring that we are following procedures, that we are doing all that is necessary to protect ourselves and to protect our business.
Agreed. Awesome. Very, very good tips. So be loving, be courageous, be disciplined. Now, Courtney, could you share with us how has failure or apparent failure set you up for later success? Do you have a favorite failure? Is there something that you failed at in the past that it
Trust
has
me,
really propelled you to success?
Trust me, you don't want to hear all of them.
Just pick one.
They would put you into depression, but oh gosh, no. I mean, you know what? We go along in life. Let me give you a few. You asked me for one, but I'll give you a few because people who are on the leadership journey need to understand that we don't start out being as good as we could be, right? And we learn along the way. So I wouldn't call it. Well, I'm going to give you a failure first. So when I was young, I headed a credit department in a branch, and I used to rate myself. I like to do analysis, and so I'm a numbers guy, right? Mm-hmm. And so I would be busy doing the new proposals for customers and managing customer relationships because I love people as well. But the paperwork of filing some returns into head office and so on, that wasn't me, right? and so I fell way behind on that. The auditors came into the branch, gave my branch manager a bad audit report, right? As a result, and the big lesson that I learned from then, and this was probably 1989, 1990 thereabouts, is that when you're going to be excellent, you can't only be excellent at what you enjoy doing. You have to also be excellent at some of the mundane, uninteresting things, but because they're part of the controls in the organization. So we have to pay attention to all aspects of the job, not just the pieces that you enjoy and that you find stimulating, right? So I think that's one thing that I learned very, very early, and I encourage everybody on your leadership journey to focus on all aspects of the job, right? Because some of those mundane things are important to protect the organization. Mm-hmm. Another thing that I learned some years later when I became a manager myself is that, again, because I took pride in the work that I did, I wasn't delegating enough, right? Mm-hmm. And a friend visited me one day and asked me, why do you have all of this, paper on your desk? Right? As a young manager, I said, because I'm doing these proposals myself, because I want them done at a certain standard, right? Mm. And he pointed out to me how big a mistake that was, and that I should really trust the others to make some mistakes and to not do it exactly as I would have done it, but to begin empowering people and delegating some more, and that has served me well over the years. I've now become the great delegator. Right? Long time. So and that's how people have grown. So now I've really over the years come to be thrilled at all the people who have worked with me, who have just seen grow so much, and it's because they've been empowered and challenged, and they've made mistakes like all of us, but you stay close enough to them, give them the guidance, and encourage them to bounce back, right? So
Good.
those are some of the things that I'd share with you.
Good. And I like the fact that you said that you stay beside them and you support them and you encourage them, because the reality is we're going to make mistakes. And I think sometimes we live in a culture where making a mistake is looked at as a bad thing. But I don't
Yes,
think it's a bad thing. It's actually an opportunity for improvement. So I think it's just all in how you reframe it. So the person doesn't feel like if they make a mistake, they can't make a mistake again. It puts them in fear. And if they're
right.
fearful, they're not going to want to take any risk.
Absolutely. So I have the discussion with them about, what's the lesson from this one? And what are
Yeah,
you going to do differently going forward? And so on. So have that type of discussion.
very good. All right. Okay, Courtney. So how do you stay motivated every day?
Oh gosh, you know what? That's easy because I'm focused on the purpose. Our purpose for being, my purpose for being, and VM's purpose. Keep me motivated. The good news is that both purposes are aligned, right? And in fact, that's the
Good,
reason I
good.
joined. And so the VM purpose is that we exist to empower our
Mm-hmm.
members to achieve financial independence, right? To acquire
And
their
that's
own
to keep
homes
it going.
and achieve financial independence. So we're about financial well-being. We're about financial inclusion. We believe that regardless of how humble family circumstances may be, that we can help them to move to the next level, whether that is ensuring that the children are, funded for tertiary education, or you're able to move into your own home, or you have a retirement nest egg, whatever your particular goal is. We think that that's why we're here, right? And we're not
Yeah.
here to chase return on equity or chase bottom line, but we're here to see many more Jamaicans come into their own financially. So that motivates me a lot. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a really great story about recently, Yannick, with COVID and the education sector, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I share this with you. So we're watching the news one evening, and we're seeing a really great new story or interesting story on TVG, of some kids who were in a Jamaican prep school, a Kingston prep school, who were coping well with the new online classes, right? They had an administrator, and I was really admiring how those kids at probably 10, 11 or so, independent and getting on well. And then the news panned to another story of how some high school kids, young ladies, don't remember which high school, but they were really struggling because online
Mm-hmm.
classes were ongoing, but they did not have access to a computer.
Yeah.
They didn't have access to data, so they were missing out on all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and then VM, we talk about these things, about what can we do to reduce inequality, even one person at a time, right?
Yeah.
And Clover Moore and her team just sat and brainstormed. And out of that came a small initiative, but a small initiative that was meaningful for those who were touched by it, right? And what we
Right.
did, we donated laptops, um, mobile phones, data for 3 months to 21 students across the island, to just help them to ensure that they were not left out of
Oh,
the online classes that were being conducted. So the truth is that our purpose of ensuring that more people are uplifted and that inequality is reduced in Jamaica goes just beyond their financial situation, right?
agreed.
We want to ensure that in education and in parenting and everything, that people are given the very best opportunity.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true. That was a really, really good initiative. And I see it that, with this online training, so many students are at a disadvantage across the island. I mean, the news can broadcast so much and no more. But the reality
Yeah,
is there is still a wide gap that is not closed. And so
yes,
many kids are missing out in these 3, 4 months that there's no school happening. Their parents just don't have the resources. the schools just don't have the resources, and it's just really unfortunate. So it's great that you guys are doing that as an initiative, because it shows that you don't just care about people, as you said, from a financial perspective, but you care about them from a holistic perspective. And I mean, education and health is the best place to start in any country.
Absolutely. And our foundation, we have done some work through our foundation as well, supporting some students at the university level. So, of course, we have, like many other large institutions in Jamaica, supported the COVID response through the PSOJ. So we've tried to be as responsible as possible. But you asked me what keeps motivated, the purpose, because we want to leave this earth feeling that we have done something, even a little bit, to help other people, right? And I've always said to our team that, inequality in Jamaica is really awful. And by ourselves, VM can't fix that. But if we can be one of the million points of light, right, to address that situation, that's what we would want to do. So we're committed to that. We measure ourselves on how many new homeowners there are, how many people are investing in stocks through us, how many people we have on the pension, how many people we're managing pensions for. Yeah, we hold ourselves accountable for those numbers.
Yeah, agreed. All right, Courtney, can you share with us maybe one or two books that have had the biggest impact on you? I think maybe I should probably have asked you. The precursor to that question is, do you like to read? Or are you more
very
of a
much
listener?
so.
Oh, good.
No, I love to read. I love to read.
Okay.
So I've read a wide range of books. I don't even know where to start. Clearly the important, right?
Oh,
Lots of leadership lessons. In fact, this week I was sharing with my executive team some leadership lessons from the book of Nehemiah, right? Because I just always talk about him because I admire how he went about doing a difficult job. But so that's important. But I read autobiographies, Nelson Mandela, Bill Clinton, lots of people like that. Sports heroes for me in the old days, people like Michael Holding and Courtney Walsh and so on were people I'd like to read about. But I also read a lot of business books. Probably the most impactful business book for me over the years has been Good to Great by Jim Collins. Have you read that one?
Yes, I have. It's an excellent book.
That's a really great book. Some other books that are not strictly business books but have been impactful. Why Nations Fail, and people need to look up that. That's speaking about the whole matter of how the political structures are arranged, and how economic control is arranged in the countries of the world. And what they've found is that the more concentrated both political power and economic power are, is the less the country is likely to do well. Right? You want to be more inclusive. So Why Nations Fail has been a big book for me. The Spirit Level is another one. Why Equal Societies Do Better. Those who are listening, please research those books. That has been very impactful for me, just raising my level of consciousness about the importance of reducing inequality. What other books? Back to business books. The Leadership Pipeline by Ram Charan, Execution by Ram Charan. I've read, Bill Gates' Business at the Speed of Thought. I've read Jack Welch, Winning.
Yes.
I could go on and on. But
you could go on and on. All right.
I've read many of Malcolm Gladwell's books. I've read many of some of John Maxwell's books. And I used to read novels by Louis L'Amour when I was a teenager. Those westerns. People were right? Those used to be very enjoyable. And later on, the novels by John Grisham and so on. So a wide range of books.
Good. All right, Courtney. So tell us now, what's something that you're working on right now in your life that you're really excited about? Either something that you're working on to develop yourself or your people.
Great question. So I would say in VM, we are coming towards the end of our 4-year strategic plan, right? Yeah, that was marked by the 4 strategic goals: strong integrated financial group, modern mutual, employer of choice, and model corporate citizen. So now we have to be thinking about the period beyond the 2020. Right? What are the new strategic goals that we're going to pursue beyond the 2020? And so we're thinking, we already have a really robust digital strategy, and we appointed Tina Wedderburn-Reed as our Chief Digital Officer recently, and looking forward to what will be executed under that. So we are busy, Carla and the rest of the executive team. We're going to be, sitting very shortly to plan the strategic goals for the period through to 2023. Right, so that is something that we're thinking about now, how to make this vision become a little more real for more Jamaicans, right?
Yeah.
So that's occupying. But in terms of what we want to do for our people, we've been doing a lot of work, and I keep talking about the names of our executives and so on, but we have some really wonderful leaders in the business, right? So Lorraine Harrison, who is our Chief HR Officer, and Dayton and Eva Baker, Tanya Wilson, and Nadia Gordon, Sharika Baker Brown, that's the HR leadership team. They have been doing a lot of work recently on our succession planning, right? Good. And the individual development plans that all the members of the VM group get involved in. So we have a very interesting exercise at VM, Yannick. What we do periodically, at least each year, is we have a talent review session, right? Oh. And it started with the executives looking at the plans to develop their direct report. Would meet in one room and share thoughts on what we could do as a team to help, not only my direct report, but your direct report. Right? And how we could work together to facilitate better exposure and better training and so on, for these people. So we have a really robust system of these individual development plans and so on. And our focus now is how to continue to deepen that, right? And to get people to take it more seriously, because we're really very, very serious about the development of our team. We offer them coaching. We offer them. We assign mentors to them. We have them doing online courses. We have them doing rotations. We're very excited about what we have seen, the rich talent we have, and what we have seen over the years. And my focus, frankly, is just to take that to another level.
Very good. Very good. I learned a very long time ago that the most important role of a leader is to grow and develop people. And I mean, I knew it, from the first time I interacted with you, but even listening to you now, re-cements it that that's all you're about. You are all about growing and developing people, because if the people around you, if your team is strong, if your team is equipped, if your team has the necessary skills that they need, then it makes your job that much easier.
That much easier. So Janika, tell my team all the way, I'm always on a talent hunt, right? So I might be eating lunch. I might be eating lunch with you, right? And having an informal chat. I'm recruiting. Right?
Nice.
And I'm seeing, that this person here could really be good. I'm asking them some questions, casually, and I'm saying to myself, this person could really be good for some other roles in the organization, right?
Yeah.
And because I like the thinking and so on. So, that's really what I'm very, very committed to, developing the talent, investing in our people. They are rich in potential, and very often what they want is really good leadership. And good leadership involves setting clear standards, offering the training and empowerment, giving feedback, and then celebrating with them when they do well, rewards and recognition, but as well, the consequence management. If people are not responding to that, then you have to have a tough decision as a leader to make, and you can't kind of shy away.
That's where courage comes in.
Absolutely, that's where courage comes in. Yeah.
Yes. Very good. All right, Courtney. So before we wrap up, I'd like you to share with me a quote or saying that during times of adversity or challenge, you'll tend to revert to this quote. It kind of helps to refocus you or help you to kind of just re-strategize, on days when you might, not feel as motivated. You might have a buck up a few challenges. And when you think about this quote, you say, you know what, I need to keep pushing on.
All right, good. I'm going to give it two. And actually, there are two scripture verses. So is that? Do you mind that?
Yes. No, I don't mind at all. As a matter of fact, I didn't know that's what you were going to say, and I'm so glad.
so let me give you one that says, whatever you're doing, work as to the Lord and not unto men.
Yes.
Right? Yes. That's from Colossians. So it's important that when we are, because not all the while you'll have a boss you like, and not all the while you'll have a job that you find exciting. But if you know that you're doing it with your boss as God, right? Then you will do it in a different spirit, right?
True.
And then for this season, there's another quote from Paul writing to Timothy, and the background to this is very important because Timothy was a gifted young man, but probably not as confident about using his gift, right? Mm-hmm. And so Paul wrote to him in 2 Timothy 1 and verse 7, and he says, the Lord has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Yeah. Right? So that's one that I would share with us in this season, that we have not been given a spirit of fear, but we have been given a spirit of power. So just, same thing I spoke about earlier, be courageous, right?
Yes.
Understand the power that you have, understand the strengths that you have, understand the gifts that you have, trust the training that you have received, trust your intuition, where sometimes you don't know what to do, right? Just trust all the experience that you have and the training. That's the power that you have. And you have been given a spirit of love. So take care of your people, and take care of yourself, and take care of your family. And find out in this time when they are going through difficulties, they are looking for someone to care for them. And we just need to care for each other. And the good news is that for me, I have some colleagues. I have a family, right? We just continue. My father is he's going to be 85 this year, but he's still concerned about me every day, right? So he's still caring for me, right? My wife and son care for me. I care for them,
Yes.
My executive assistant, Natasha, who is listening, she cares for me. I try to care for her, right? But the point is that I'm just sharing that as a team. We need to just love and care for each other. And then the sound mind is the kind of the discipline that I referred to earlier, right? So that's what I would leave people with. Just remember that you have been given not a spirit of fear. Fear won't help you, panic won't help you, but remember the power that you have. Remember the knowledge you have. Remember your responsibility to love, and just keep calm. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So powerful. So I think that this conversation was so amazing. You shared so many nuggets, so many wonderful things. I mean, I feel like I was poured into, just from this conversation. And I really want to just thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to share with us, to share with all those who tuned in. The episode is going to be available on our IGTV, so people can tune in even after. But continue to do what you are doing, Courtney, because you are inspiring a lot of people, you're motivating a lot of people, and of course, you are providing a light to a lot of people. So keep doing what you're doing. And as you said, you're not doing it for people, you are doing it for the Lord. And He sees what you are doing, and He's rewarding you in ways that you probably can't even see right now, but it is coming.
Thank you very much, Anik. And again, Curtis, congrats on this series that you have started. Congrats on the work that you continue to do. I mean, I'll just tell your listeners, or your viewers, that you conducted some courses for us last year, Feelings for Professionals. I attended, right? and benefited tremendously. And as you said, that many of our team members were benefiting up to today from the work that you have done. It's an excellent session, Yannick. So it's quite fitting that you'd be hosting these sessions online on Instagram. Great initiative. Wishing you great success. I hope that the others. Hope you've kind of started out with the weakest batsman, but it's okay.
I would disagree, but I know you're not going to big up yourself, so.
No, that's all right. But it will get better and better.
Yes, it will, for sure. So thank you
All
guys.
right.
Before we go off, I just wanted to let you know that you can visit our website, www.yannickgrant.com. I have a free PDF that I'm giving away, top 10 must-have online resources for business owners that I created, that I figure, you know, if you're a business owner, or even somebody that is thinking doing something on the side, I did a lot of research and I put information in there of the different options that you have. So I have hosting and domain, list management, onboarding can be done online as well through lots of applications. I mean, the technology is there. I have some productivity tools in there as well, apps that you can use to increase your productivity. So if you're interested in that, hop on over to the website, just pop in your information and it will populate an email to you and you can get that PDF to help to develop yourself. So I just want to thank you, Courtney.
All the best, Yannick. Have a good night.
Yes, you too.
And all the best to your viewers. And you know, let's continue to do well in Jamaica. I think we've been doing well so far, cooperating with all the protocols. And I just love my people, you know.
Yeah, we're doing well. We're really doing well.
Yeah,
You know, I've read the news and everything, and we're really doing well. And we just need to continue on that trajectory and encourage each other because, you know, each one can help one.
Excellent. All the best. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yep. Bye-bye.